Malcolm here for the boot camp. We're going to have a good time, have some fun. So we'll start with a warm-up here, a nice aerobic warm-up. Marching on the spot, let's get hands on shoulders, nice forward shoulder circles. And we're going to reverse directions. Good, we're going to go one leg in, one leg out. Warming up our hips here. Good, and let's switch legs there. Good, let's get hands on hips, hip circles. And reverse directions. Good, we're going to go to butt kickers here, bicep curls. We're going to go hands out. Good. And we're going to do a straight punch here. Good. Moving on into a block. Good. To an uppercut. Good. And we're going to go to a hook. And let's punch across. And let's go high knees, opposite elbow. Good, and we're going to go to ankle taps here. Good, and we're going to go tap behind. Good. Perfect. Moving on, we're going to go heel toe. So heel, toe, heel, toe. Then you're going to lift that knee and curl in the back. let's switch sides there. We're going to go heel, toe, heel, toe. Lift in the front, curl in the back. Good. Let's warm up our hamstrings here. Toe up, sweep down, and up. Good. Switching sides. Good. And let's do some hip openers here. So pull into our armpit there. Good, and let's switch sides. Perfect. Okay, so loosen up anything else that you need to loosen up, so just move it around, and we'll get started with our lower body circuit. Okay, we're going to do the lower body circuit. Make sure you have either a slider or a towel or something. So I got these on Amazon, just a slider, so that's for my carpeted surface. If you're on hardwood floors, laminate, something like that, you can use a towel. Another really good location is if you have a rug and hardwood floors or tile. 1 foot will go on the rug, and then 1 foot will be sliding on the hardwood. I'm going to be using my slider today. So first exercise, slider squats. So what you're going to do, you're going to have your foot, 1 foot on the slider, 1 foot not on the slider. I want you to think 95% of your weight is on the leg, not on the slider, okay? You're going to keep your knee over your ankle and your hip over that knee. So I'm coming down and up. So the biggest mistake I usually see people on this one is they'll slide out and they'll come back. It's not what we want to do. You want to stay over that leg that's planted. So I'm staying over the leg that's planted. And that's perfect. Try to stay as upright as you can. And come together. Okay, next exercise is going to be the scorpion. So we're going to get into our quadruped position. We're going to get our tummy nice and tight. You can think of it as not like a full contraction, but somebody's going to like flick your tummy. Somebody's going to flick your tummy. Then you're going to extend up and drop down. And we're going to switch legs. So we're alternating legs there. Keeping that back nice and stable. So the biggest mistake you'll see with this one is people will let their back arch. You want it to keep as stable as possible. That'll make sure you use your glutes. And then the next exercise is going to be dead bugs. So with dead bugs, we're going to be laying on our back. We're going to be hands up, feet up as well. And stage 1 for this exercise is going to be 1 limb at a time. So I'm just one limb, leg, and leg. And then stage 2 is going to be alternating limbs. So alternating limbs. And stage 3 is going to be all. Okay? Big key with this one is keep that lumbar so that there's no arch in this low back, and this back is against the ground. So you want to think that you're using your front tummy muscles here to keep your low back against the ground. And even when you're extending that leg, your low back stays there. So that's super key, keeping that front tummy like somebody's going to punch you in the tummy there. Okay, that's our first circuit. So we're going to do the slider squats, 30 seconds a leg. Then we're going to do scorpions, full minute alternating, and then we're going to do a full minute of dead bug. So let's get ready here. So got my one leg there, getting ready in 3, 2, 1, go. So you're sliding, come back, slide out, come back. I'm keeping my hip over my knee over my ankle. So 95% of my weight is on this leg. Good. Keep going, everyone. And you got 3, 2, 1. Switching legs. Same thing on this side. I'm keeping 95% of my weight over this leg that isn't on the slider. Good. Keep going, everyone. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's move on to our scorpions here. 3, 2, 1, go. So try to keep that tummy tight. And don't let that low back arch. Keep going, everyone. Halfway there. Keep going. Keep that core tight. You don't have to have a full flex, but just keep it activated. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Switch to the dead bugs here. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1, go. So stage 1, 1 limb at a time. Okay? Keeping that low back against the ground. Stage 2, you got alternating limbs. And then stage 3 is all. But you got to keep that low back against the ground the whole time. Good. Keep going. You got 10 seconds, everyone. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Whew. Okay, take a rest, everyone. We got a rest minute. We'll get back to the slider squats. Scorpions are a fantastic exercise. Really good at getting you to use your glutes instead of your low back. So really be cautious or conscious. Really think really think about your low back. Be conscious of that position of your low back. So you want to make sure that it is nice. It has a curve in it, but the curve doesn't move. Okay, so you're normally meant to have a curve in your low back. But during that exercise, you want that low back to not move at all. Be super stable. Imagine you have a book on there. That book wouldn't move because you're just moving your hip, so you're activating that glute. Really, really important. We want to make sure we're using our glutes instead of our low back. Our low back wants to actually be stable and not super movable. So we want our glutes to do the work instead of our low back. So that's how you can kind of decrease some of that low back pain. Okay, let's get ready for our second set of slider squats here. So we're going to get in our positions. 3, 2, 1, go. So remember, 95% of the weight is on that leg. We're really also thinking about using that glute to kind of get us back up. If you feel a stretch in the inside of your leg, totally fine. I mean, I feel it. Unless you can do the splits, you probably won't be going down too far. Keep going, and we got 3, 2, 1. Good, and let's switch sides. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, let's move on to our scorpions. 3, 2, 1, go. Good. Keeping that low back nice and stable. Keep going, everyone. Almost there. 15 seconds. And you got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's get into our dead bugs here. So let's get going in 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm getting my core nice and tight. Choose whichever one. Remember, stage 1 is one limb at a time. Stage 2 is alternating limbs. And then stage 3 is all limbs. But you're keeping that low back flat against the ground the whole time. So I keep my tummy flexed. So my tummy's nice and flexed. So my low back stays on the ground. No arching. Over halfway there. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Good second set there. We'll take our rest. So those bird dogs, they're like bird dogs, it's just the other way around. Dead bugs. So your dead bugs are a really good exercise. They're fantastic for learning how to use and activate our basically our rectus abdominis, which is our front core. That front core here kind of gets atrophied over time. When we sit down in chairs and stuff, we don't have to use it as much. But we end up using our low back a lot. So what ends up happening is our low back gets really nice and strong and overused, but our rectus abdominis, our front muscles, tibial muscles, kind of get weak and atrophied. So you want to think of them working synergistically. So you want to make sure that your front tibial muscles are strong just as your back muscles. It's kind of like a bicep tricep. So when I'm flexing my bicep, actually my tricep can flex just the other way. So we want to make sure our basically tummy muscles are doing the same in our core. So our front muscles are strong like our back muscles. So that's why we really want to keep our low back flat against the ground. If you do that arch, you're going to end up using your low back, and sometimes that might hurt because your low back isn't strong in that position. So we want to make sure we're using the proper muscles in that position. Then that's going to help us reduce our low back pain, having really nice strong rectus abdominis. Also, those are the six-pack abs, so everyone wants to work those, right? Okay, last set here before our upper body circuit. So let's get going in 3, 2, 1, go. Keep going, everyone. Keep that weight on that leg, not on the slider. And we got 3, 2, 1. Good. Switching sides. Good. Keep going. And you got 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's move on to our scorpions here. Last set. 3, 2, 1. go. Oh, sorry, alternating. Oh, I almost forgot too. We're alternating here. Keeping our core nice and tight. So I almost want to imagine somebody's going to flick me in my tummy, not necessarily punch me, and I'm still breathing the whole time as my core is engaged. Keep going. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's switch sides. Well, no, we're switching to bird. I keep wanting to say bird dogs. Dead bugs. Let's get going here in 3, 2, 1, go. I'm keeping that low back on the ground because my front tummy muscles are crunched. So these are crunched. I feel them activated. Keep going. Almost there. And you got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Perfect. Okay, we'll get ready for our upper body circuit. Okay, we're ready for our upper body circuit. So the first exercise is going to be eyes, Ys, and Ts. Then we have a push-up with a tap. And then we have a crunch with some heel taps. So I will show you the first one. It's an I, Y, and T. What you're going to be doing on the eyes, Ys, and Ts is you're going to lay down. I have my head up just so you can hear me. But normally you'd have your head neutral, straight in that position. You're going to have your arms out in front of you. You're then going to have your toes like don't cross them over. Have them nice and straight. Thumbs facing the ceiling. You're going to be shoulders nice down and back. And you're going to raise up and down. So those are the eyes. Ys are going to be at a 45-degree angle. So you're at a 45-degree angle. Same thing. And down. And then a T is going to be at a 90-degree angle. So we're going to do those 20 seconds each. Then we have our push-up with the tap. So stage 1 is going to be hands and knees. Closer your knees are to your hands, the easier to be. Further away, harder it's going to be. So you're going to do a push-up. Then you're going to crunch your tummy. You're going to get your belly button to your spine into the ceiling. Tap that knee. Come forward. Push up. Crunch up. Tap. Stage 2 is going to be, you're going to do a push-up. Okay? And then you're going to go into bear stance. So you're lifting those knees. Down. Push up. Up. Down. Push up. And then stage 3 is going to be push up on hands and toes. So I'm on my toes here. I'm going to do a push up. And then I'm going to tap my toe. Push up. Tap my toe. So those are the 3 stages of the push up with the toe tap. And then finally we have a curl or a crunch with some heel taps. So you're going to be down in here. You're going to crunch up your core. So you're really thinking, okay, crunch my core here. I'm going to think I'm bringing my hip to my rib cage as I tap my ankle. Same thing on the other side, tap my ankle. So we're just sliding back and forth here, working on our obliques. So those are the 3 exercises that we're going to do here. So let's get started with the I's, Y's, and T's. I feel like I'm breakdancing. I'm moving around the floor so much. Okay, we'll get started here in 3, 2, 1. Oh, and get started. So straight out ahead of you, make sure those shoulders are away from your ears. So don't want to see shoulders in the ears, nice down and back. And switch to the Y's. Good, keep going. And switching to the T's. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Okay, we're going to move on to our push-up with the tap. We'll get started here in 3, 2, 1, go. So stage 1, push up, crunch up, tap. Tap that knee. Push up, crunch up, tap that knee. Then we got stage 2. Up, bear stance, down, push up. Bear stance, down, push up. And then stage 3, you got push up, tap, push up, tap. So choose which stance or which level you like. Keep going, everyone. Keep going. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay, we're going crunch with heel tap. We'll get going here in 3, 2, 1, go. Keep going. Over halfway. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Good job. Good job, everyone. Take our break. So those crunches with a heel tap, very, very important to not arch your low back as well as when we had with the dead bugs. You really want to use your front tummy muscles crunch up. When you're sliding to tap, really think about bringing your hip bone to your rib cage. So a lot of people think shoulder, just shoulder dropping. Think rib cage and hip joint get closer, and you should feel your obliques fire. Your obliques are going to be kind of your side tummy muscles. So those are also really important to stabilize your hips and even stabilize your rib cage. We want to make sure that our pelvic floor and our diaphragm are stacked one upon the other. If you're off a little bit, that can throw off your core stabilization and really cause some possible low back injuries, breathing problems. You might feel more cramps and other things just because things are out of place. So we want to make sure both sides are equally nice and strong, and our obliques can kind of help with that to make sure our diaphragm and our pelvic floor stacked parallel one on top of the other. So perfect, that's a good rest there. Let's get ready for eyes, Y's, and T's. Second set. We'll get going here in 3, 2, 1, go. And switching to Y's. We got 3, 2, and 1. We'll switch to the T's. Keep going. And you got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's move on to our push-up with a tap. Let's get going here in 3, 2, 1, go. So remember stage 1, push-up. Really think about crunching that belly button to the ceiling as you tap that knee. Crunch belly button to the ceiling, tap that knee. Stage 2, and we're going to do a push-up. And then you're up on your knees and down. Push-up, knees, down. Stage 3, push-up, tap, push-up, and tap to the other side. Okay, so find whichever stance that you like. You can always play around, try different ones. You can do half at 2, what I'm doing, half at kind of 2 here. And then you could do the other half at 1, you know, take your pick, really. Keep going, almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's go for a crunch with the heel tap here. Oh. 3, 2, 1, go. So crunch, bringing that hip to that rib cage, or the rib cage to the hip. Keep going. Over halfway. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Whew. Take a rest here. That was a good second set. We have our third and last set coming up, and then we'll get to cool down there. So, a really important thing with the I's, Y's, and T's, you want to make sure that you're trying to feel it in between your shoulder blades and below your shoulder blades. So, those are your middle traps and your lower traps. So your lower traps are really going to help keep your shoulders down and back. A lot of the time when we're studying, we'll be in this hunched forward position, our upper traps will get overactive, and that's what can kind of cause some of those headaches you might have. At the same time, it kind of pulls your shoulder into a bad position, making your shoulders feel tight and tense. So the middle trap and the lower trap, what they'll do is they'll pull your shoulders back and down. And so that's going to be really good for that posture-wise, and that's going to take tension off of your neck. So it's a really important, I's, Y's, and T's are a fantastic exercise, but really focus on trying to feel it in between and below your shoulder blades. Okay, let's get started on those I's, Y's, and T's. Last set here. We'll get going here in 3, 2, 1, go. Keep going. And switch to the Y's. Good. Keep going, everyone. And And switch to the T's. Keep breathing. And you got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Okay, we have our push-up with the tap. Let's get going here in 3, 2, 1, go. So you're going to do a push-up. Tap. Get that nice, good core engagement. Tap. Remember, knees closer, easier. Knees further away makes it harder. Make sure you get that hand back in the right position. Make sure you're really flexing that core, tapping that knee. Keep going, everyone. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's get to our crunch with the heel tap. Last exercise today. Let's get going here in 3, 2, 1, go. Keep going. Keep the front tummy muscles contracted. Try to bring your rib cage to your hip. Keep going. And you have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Whew. Okay, and we'll get ready for cool down here. Okay, we'll get started with our usual hamstrings here. Slight bend in that knee, shoulders down and back. Let's lean forward till we feel R1. So that first resistance to the stretch. And then we're going to breathe in to ease off of the stretch. And then we're going to breathe out to go into the stretch. And all the breathing is going to be done through our nose. Perfect, and let's switch sides. Slight bend in the knee, shoulders down and back. Feeling that R1, easing off, going back in, using the breath. Perfect, great job. Okay, we're going to stretch kind of the inside of our legs here, getting into a butterfly. Straight back as possible. You're going to go forward till you feel R1. Okay, I feel R1. I'm going to ease off, go back in. Perfect. Let's move on to our quad here. We're gonna hug our bottom knee into our chest, grabbing the top ankle here. Pull until we feel R1, and then we're gonna use our breath to modulate back and forth. Perfect. Let's switch sides. Hug that knee into the chest. Pull until I feel R1. Using my breath to modulate back and forth. Perfect. Okay, we're going to get into downward dog here. Extending our arms out. Let's walk our hands to the side. Feel that stretch all the way down the side of our body. Perfect. Let's switch to the other side here. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to stretch our chest here. So I want you to lay down. You're going to get your arms in a 90-90 position, so 90 degrees at your elbow, 90 degrees at your armpit. Other hand is going to kind of push up on the ground, and you're going to kind of tilt yourself so you feel a stretch in your shoulder and chest, and using your breath to modulate it. Perfect. Switch sides. Perfect. Well, great job, everyone. Pat yourselves on the back. Job well done. I will see you in the next one. Stay healthy, stay happy.